You just called the family place?
Is this a crisis hotline?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I'm in a domestic violence crisis, and I need to get in a safe environment.
Okay. What's your
Are you
name?
full?
I need to do an assessment first to determine whether you qualify for shelter here.
Okay,
So
let me
I
make
need
sure I
to have
understand the
your name.
procedure. I'm just trying to get clarity. Okay. So
What's
you
your
do the
name?
assessment. You do the assessment, the long drawn out assessment. Then you check and see if you're full.
Yes.
Is that abusive to women?
Ma'am, we have to see if you qualify because if you're not actively fleeing DV, then you don't qualify for shelter here.
I'm not. I just. So I'm just saying that if you make a woman do an assessment before you see check and see if you're full, isn't that psychologically abusive? Wouldn't you check to see
No.
if you're full first before you do a whole assessment? Why would you make a woman fleeing for her life go through a long, drawn out spill, then
Ma'am,
check
it
to see
sounds
if you're
like,
full?
okay, all right, do you want to proceed with the assessment or not?
I just don't understand. I just think that this is a crisis hotline,
Uh-huh.
and you talk to victims fleeing for their life like this.
No, but I'm asking for your name so I can figure
I
out.
just think that it would probably be more effective if you check to see if you had availability before we go through the
Okay,
intake.
ma'am. Give us a call when you're ready to do the assessment. Thank you.
I don't have rights. They want the
Your call
psychological
is
abuse,
important to us. Please stay on the line
so
and
now they
someone
want to
will be
punish me and have me
with you
whole.
shortly. Su llamada es importante para
They
nosotros.
have to
Por
enforce the
favor,
psychological abuse.
manténgase en
That's
línea.
the
Yes.
petty part of this experience.
Help you.
Yes. There's no possibility that you can check and see if you see rooms before you go through an assessment.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't think you just spoke to me.
Oh, I'm just saying, is there a possibility that you can check to see if if you have availability before you do an assessment? Is there the possibility?
We need to do an assessment. That's just our protocol.
Okay, so you cannot check and see if you have availability. The protocol is to force a woman to do an assessment, and then you see if you have availability. Do the long drawn out assessment, and then check to see if you have availability. That's how the procedure works?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm ready.
Would you? Okay. Can I get your name?
Yes. It's Kiana, Keyyana.
And your last name?
Clark, Clark.
Have you called us before?
I have. One time I called. I've been having a lot of difficulty getting services. I came in under a fake name, and a car sped up like it was going. I used the name Danielle McDonald, and then car sped up like it was going to hit me right before I was supposed to get a housing appointment. And then they didn't follow protocol, and they put me on property. That was May of 2019. So then they had forced me to go to the bridge, and I had to sleep outside. The police were there. They came to interrupt. So if they would have followed protocol, I could have gotten another environment. But you guys have been full for years. So I really haven't been able to get a lot accomplished. I know you have legal and other services. And typically when you're full, you were supposed to place the woman in a hotel. But you guys haven't been following protocol for years.
We don't do hotels anymore. So
Yeah, since I've been in my domestic violence crisis, every location has changed protocol. They have removed all legal, all advocacy. They intimidate and bully. Since I've been in my crisis, everything has changed. But it used to be when you guys were full, like you're about to be, that you placed a woman in a safe environment, or whether it was a hotel stay. But let's go ahead, ma'am. You some kind of way. Do you know why they deprived me of legal and all the other services you offered for years? If you're full, does that mean you have to deny all services and refer her somewhere else to get denied services? Do you think that that's odd?
not sure. Yeah.
I mean, you're not startled, but why they didn't follow protocol when they had on their camera footage a car speeding up like he was going to hit me crossing the street to get in a safe environment? Do you know why they would put someone out when they were already in terror? I'm sorry, you're not bothered by that, ma'am? Maybe that's why I'm still in it. Not a lot of people are bothered by this chaos. This is a crisis hotline, and you're not bothered by someone putting me out because the car sped up like it was going to hit me?
I apologize. It was not me who.
I know, but this is your advocate, and I'm just showing you the level of abuse I've had to endure in my crisis. That is vital for you as an advocate to know the
Name
threat
that you
level of
came
my
into
experience.
our shelter.
I'm sorry?
Can you tell me the name that you came in? You said in 2019. What was the name that you?
Tenielle McDonald.
Okay.
But I've came in under my name, and you guys have been full and depriving me of all services you offer. Because I would think that if you're full, you actively to keep trying to find someone. Is there an advocate that can call around to find a place on the planet? Even if you're full, I can't come speak with the advocate because there's supposed to be case management.
Absolutely, we do have case management.
So if you're full, you just let the woman be in danger and get murdered?
No.
Well, what's the protocol if you're full? You can't advocate for her to save her life, and she has to stay on the streets 5 years?
Okay, what's your date of birth?
Yes, my domestic violence crisis includes the government and the police department. They blacklist me from housing and shelter all over the place and don't deprive me of law enforcement on all different kind of agencies. And they list a lot of conspirators in their abuse and harassment. And there's financial crimes to keep me in financial distress. I get threatened multiple times a day, as you heard. Even on your safe environment, I was violated. The police came to interrupt the shelter and had me leave and had me go to the bridge where I was deprived of services shelter there, forcing me to sleep outside when I was already terrified for my life. They enforced that the family place didn't follow protocol. When that car sped up like it was going to hit me on the camera footage, they didn't want evidence that I was getting violated. So they didn't want your location, even though that was dangerous, to follow protocol, so they came in and interrupted. It also happened at the QT close to your safe location. Police refused investigation, so I begged QT to call the police on what they witnessed on camera footage. They said they would. I came back, and then they said, "I'm sorry, we can't help you." So not only was I being tortured at your location, the safe location, I walked up the street and was violated at QT. Police refused investigation for both incidences at those locations.
I apologize that happened to you.
What was your name, ma'am?
My name is Kathy.
Okay.
But it was not me who you spoke to a few minutes ago. So.
I don't know what you're talking about, ma'am. I just said, okay, it wasn't me that I spoke with. I was just asking if there's a possibility to find out if you have space at the beginning of the call and not mistreat the woman and make her go through a long drawn out spill to be full. That's kind of psychologically abusive.
Anyway, that was not me, but I'm trying to help you. You said your birthday is April 25th?
Yes, I don't know why we'd have to repeat that again. I thought we had that addressed a long time ago.
I'm double checking.
Oh, okay.
Double checking.
Okay.
Okay, so appreciate it if you wouldn't talk to me that way. Can you give me the name of...
Ma'am, are you gaslighting me? What do you mean if I wouldn't talk?
Can you give me the name of your abuser?
Yes, so let me make sure I understand. So this is a crisis hotline for women that are fleeing for their life. And I told you that a car sped up like it was going... This is abusive, ma'am.
Okay, can you tell me the city that the incident happened?
It happens every day. I thought I explained to you that it's pretty significant.
And what city is what I'm asking?
Dallas.
Okay, thank you. Do you happen to know the zip code?
I don't have a place to stay, ma'am. They keep scamming to keep me on the streets. Their crimes are being committed to keep me in jeopardy. I'm deprived of all law enforcement, just like the car sped. I mean, the same games with cars. I've been trapped on buses, financial crimes, and the police come to locations to interrupt me getting help. They enlist businesses to be a part of their abuse and financial crimes as well. I get threatened multiple times a day, where they monitor my phone, and you guys haven't provided me with a safe phone. or any education on how to combat
monitoring your
police
phone?
corruption. I think it's kind of rude for me to have to experience this from phone call to phone call, ma'am, for 5 years. I'm sorry, what did you need?
Okay. I said, who is monitoring your phone?
The police department. So, like the other day, for example, multiple different times I'm making phone calls on my phone to flee them. They show up on their own and interrupt it. Sometimes they even have assault and arrest. I was at New Beginnings in Garland. They came and interrupt me sitting at a support group, assaulted me, and arrested me in front of the organization. And the people just repetitively keep seeing this insanity and do nothing. I go to churches. They come in churches and interrupt. I have been in hospital stays, and they have hospital staff. They've guarded me at hospitals to enforce that they didn't help me there. I was at, I think it was some kind of hospital. I can't remember the name in Richardson. They put me out with COVID. I was sick and I had just threw up. And I told the lady about if I could have a case manager and about my abuse, and they put me out within an hour. And I had just threw up and was sick. They would not give me housing, forcing me to go into a tent, currently sick with COVID, putting other people at risk. They were supposed to put me in quarantine. They didn't want me in quarantine, forcing me as a sick to go stay in a tent. I had to go buy the tent sick and then pitch the tent sick and stay in the tent. Because I'm blacklisted from all housing, even somehow hotels scheme and tell me they're full. They've schemed to where I can stay at them with criminal trespasses for no reason. Some of them I just come and they have crimes in their system, traveling afraid for my life. And then they lie and say that I created a disturbance and I can't even stay at hotels. I get pickpocketed all the time. They don't do law enforcement for that. And they were so crooked, they wouldn't have my bank not give me funds in a crisis that was in my account.
Okay.
And what was your name again?
My name is Kathy.
Okay.
So let me place you on a brief hold and I'll check our space, okay?
You check the space. Okay.
Thank you.
So since it's mind games, they like to place me on hold to be full. And I'm looking up the family place to the site on my phone, and my phone is hiding the search results for the family place. See how I put in the family place, and it's the Samaritan Inn, because it does not want me to be able to look at the website when I'm on the phone with her. That's it on Twitter. Glass something. That's not the family place. You know when someone's saying that the search results are altered, that's not realistic. Oh no, years of this. That family place, Utah, with Dallas Morning News.
We do, unfortunately, are full at this time, but according to our, we have a shelter locator that.
Well, what I'm requesting to come in and speak with the advocate. If I have rights to come.
I can give you that number. Yeah,
Hold on. Wait a minute. Just one moment. Just one minute. See how it won't let me go into services. Okay, so it says 24-hour crisis hotline, emergency shelter. Okay, you're not providing the emergency shelter?
We don't have any space.
Right, even though you don't have space, it states that with the emergency shelter, you find the woman's shelter. Crisis counseling.
Is that what it's on our website, it states that?
Right.
Okay. We do not, but I can provide you with our outreach number and also numbers of some other shelters that are showing they may have availability.
Okay, providing safety, counseling, and emergency assistance. You didn't do any of that.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, I'm trying.
Are you staging conflict, ma'am, because you're not giving me the services you provide? Are you blaming me for that and gaslighting me?
No, I'm not.
Oh, because they've been doing it all day, ma'am. So
Okay, I'll not
can you
scream
follow
at you,
protocol,
so I'd
ma'am?
appreciate it if you stop screaming at me.
You're gaslighting me,
So,
ma'am. They've been doing that all day. I don't think that you should blame me for you not following protocol. I don't think that if you know that your representatives knew a car sped up like it was going to hit me and covered for it and had me go to a homeless shelter that deprived me of services, if you're aware of that, I don't think that you should gaslight and mistreat me, ma'am. Especially when you are punishing me for you not following protocol.
okay, would you like the number of our outreach?
No, ma'am, because I call the family place. I call the family place and you are not following protocol.
The outreach is a part of our agency.
Ma'am, you are supposed to provide me with emergency shelter. I like to speak with an advocate and go to a location, a safe environment, and get shelter, like your website says.
What I'm trying to give you the number. I'm trying to give you the number.
The number to what, ma'am?
Our outreach that you're asking for an advocate. That's what I'm trying to give you that phone number.
Is that closed, ma'am?
I do not know if someone's there right at this moment. I'm in a different location.
Okay, well, ma'am, I need to go over your head because this is the emergency crisis hotline and I've had to endure this chaos.
Give you the number. It's 214.
Ma'am, no, ma'am. I need to go over your head.
I cannot transfer you because I'm on a mobile phone.
You're on a mobile phone?
On a mobile phone because we have multiple phones, and when other people are on the phone, it rolls over to this phone.
Okay, so you won't let me speak to someone over you because you're not following protocol. Did you do a safety plan, ma'am?
I am trying to give you the phone number.
Did you do a safety plan?
214.
Did you do a safety plan, ma'am?
7701.
Did this is emergency crisis line. Did you do a safety plan like you're supposed to do? Hello? Hello?
Okay, are you ready for the phone number?
What's the number?
214-443-7701.
Okay, so you're refusing to give me the services you offer on the crisis hotline. You will not do it, period. She hung up. See how it's changing to O2? These mind games. 443-7701. What is that that's being, what's happening? You just have to see it to believe it. How, if I dial that bottom number, did it change to that number at the top?
Este mensaje será traducido en inglés y español. You have reached the desk of Berenice at the family place. If this is an emergency, please hang up and call us at 214-941-1991. Again, that is 214-941-1991. If you would like to reschedule or schedule an appointment or need more information, please leave a brief detailed message.
So she gave me the number to a location that's closed.
24 hours to 48 hours.
They don't return my calls.
And
I'm going to have to try to get myself in a mental hospital. I just don't know how much longer I will be forced to endure this. How many more ways must one party beg for their life to be ignored?